Hello. I am Edward, and this is noted prop attacher. Essentially, the concept is that there's a lot of scripts out there that kind of like either utilize attached props, or perhaps you're trying to build some kind of code where you need to attach prop to a ped, and this is meant to help with that. Um, what I've got here is you've got some like kind of like targets here if you want to just search them by name. If you have the index, you could also just pop it here and set it there. Um, so a really good representation of it is, let me get like this is a weapon model, just because I'm sure that's what's going to be used most often. Um, let's put it at like the spine root, and I can spawn that item. And when I spawn that item, you can see that you kind of get like a visual representation of it, and you can manipulate it a bit with these axes. The axes is admittedly just a little bit buggy at times, but you know it's there and it's pretty helpful. You can do like rough movements, and then you do have this X and Y, the offsets that you can change manually. You can change, you know, the numbers just in general. Like I could just put 0 here and it'll move to that 0 position. But I can also, you know, set it to whatever number I feel like I want to set it to. Um, I can make the adjustments. I can move them by steps. So, for example, in this case, it seems like, honestly, I got it pretty perfect there. But let's say, you know, I want to move it up. I could, it'd be the x axis. I can set it to high swaths, or I can set it to really fine tune it, and you can see it's like barely moving in that case. In this case, it's moving a lot more, and you know, that was the previous version. Um, the rotation spheres do kind of work, but again, like super finicky. Can't be helped. You do have a recal. The recal is mostly going to be to try to reattach it to the nearest bone. It does try its best to put it back into the position that it was previously at. I just honestly kind of struggle with achieving that goal. So, you know, switch bone, and yeah, it's not perfect. I'm still trying to work on getting the fixes there, but I'm kind of gonna work on doing something a bit more ambitious with this maybe, which is why I'm like releasing it in a semi-broken state. Just the fact that you have that, you know, bone reattachment, find nearest bone thing, I do think that's pretty helpful, because I've had those situations where I attach it to the wrong bone and it kind of sucks. As far as controlling it, you can see me going into like a free cam thing on and off. If you right click outside of your NUI menu, you enter a free cam state, and you can use WASD to like control, you know, your movement the same way you would with normal free cam. Um, Once I'm happy with the attachment situation, I can press the confirm button, uh, run over to export, and I can kind of see over here that if I want to just, you know, grab that attached item, I kind of have it in like a little format here, or I can go to attach entity here, and you can see like there's a little script component here to like try to get it to attach that entity. You could definitely try to use that. I just generally would use this for things like, again, you know, it gives you the bone position that you're going to attach it to, the position offset, and then the rotation all in one, you know, cute little thing over there. You can detach it, and just, you know, attach new stuff. So, for example, before I was using that kind of like huge weapon. If you saw the little preview picture, you could see. Let me switch it to this, and let me see. Do I have? Let me just run this bone here. Set spawn, and it spawned right there. And now I can do like these kind of movements and stuff. And you can see, I mean, in this case, like it's kind of like attach point is at a certain, I could definitely move it to different places again using the things, but you kind of get the point. Um, and yeah, this is more so meant to help you with just attaching certain props to your ped. This is purely for debug purposes. It's not really meant to have any like live server applications. So I've my personal experience is like I've tried doing like a Polaroid script or something, and in my case, I've really struggled like setting the Polaroid in the exact position that I wanted it. But with this sort of thing, I can kind of like, you know, get to that point a bit easier versus like struggling with the rotations, restarting the script, you know, etc., etc. Um, my hope for this is the next thing I'm going to do is probably, what's the word? Try to, wow, I'm failing at grabbing that rotation axis. Let me just, my hope for this would be to try working with combining this with a animation script that I'm slowly starting to chisel into, and the combination of the two would be like you can test you can test like animations um while you can test the prop placement, and you can scrub through an animation to kind of get like both worlds. Let me just, man, I am so bad at this. Okay, it's supposed to be like that. That's pretty good. Yeah, and back in the day, I did this by hand, actually. I was restarting a script over and over and over again to get to this point. Yeah, and you can like kind of see it's in an okay spot, and then I can hit confirm, and if I walk around, you can see it's in my hand, which is, you can like see how it functions and whatnot, and then you can always go back to the prop attacher and either detach it or export the prop if you're happy with it. And yeah, that is my prop attachment script. I hope it's useful to you.